The morning sun cast long shadows across the marble floors of St. Catherine's Children's Hospital, its golden rays filtering through towering windows that seemed to reach toward heaven itself. In the pediatric wing, where hope and heartbreak danced their eternal waltz, 8-year-old Isabella Martinez sat by the window of her hospital room, her small fingers tracing patterns on the glass, as she watched other children play in the courtyard below. Isabella's room was different from the others. While most children had walls adorned with get-well cards and colorful balloons, hers remained sparse. Save for a single photograph of her late parents and a worn teddy bear named Angelo. The little girl with cascading dark curls and eyes that held wisdom far beyond her years had been battling a rare heart condition since birth. Her grandmother, Maria, a woman whose hands bore the stories of decades spent cleaning office buildings at night, sat beside Isabella's bed with tears streaming down her weathered cheeks. The medical bills had already consumed their modest savings. And despite working 3 jobs, Maria couldn't fathom how she would ever raise such an astronomical sum. The surgery had to happen within 6 weeks, or Isabella's delicate heart would fail. "Abuela, don't cry," Isabella whispered, her small hand reaching out to comfort the woman who had sacrificed everything for her. "Maybe the angels will send us a miracle." 3 floors above, in the executive suite of the hospital's newest wing, Victoria Ashford was concluding a board meeting. At 42, Victoria was a vision of success. Platinum blonde hair perfectly styled, wearing a tailored designer suit that costs more than most people's monthly salary. She was the CEO of Ashford Enterprises, a luxury hotel chain that spanned 3 continents. Her heels clicked purposefully against the polished floors as she made her way to the elevator, her assistant struggling to keep pace while rattling off her afternoon schedule. Victoria's life was a carefully orchestrated symphony of boardroom meetings, charity galas, and exclusive social events. She had everything money could buy: a penthouse overlooking Central Park, a collection of vintage wines worth millions, and jewelry that graced the pages of Vogue. Yet despite her material abundance, there was an emptiness that no amount of luxury could fill, a void left by the daughter she had lost to cancer 10 years ago. As the elevator descended, an unexpected stop at the pediatric floor changed everything. The doors opened to reveal a maintenance worker pushing a cart, and through the gap, Victoria caught a glimpse of Isabella sitting by her window. Something about the child's serene expression, the way she seemed to radiate hope despite her circumstances, stopped Victoria in her tracks. "I'll take the stairs," she told her assistant impulsively, stepping off the elevator before the doors could close. Victoria found herself drawn down the hallway, her heels now silent on the carpeted floor of the children's wing. She paused outside Isabella's room, watching as the little girl carefully arranged the few flowers in her vase, wildflowers that looked like they had been picked from the hospital garden rather than purchased from an expensive florist. "Those are beautiful," Victoria said softly, stepping into the doorway. Isabella looked up, her face lighting up with a smile that could have powered the entire hospital. "I picked them myself from the garden downstairs. The nurses said it was okay. Would you like one?" Before Victoria could respond, Isabella had selected the prettiest daisy from her collection and held it out. This simple gesture, a child with so little offering to share what she had, struck Victoria like lightning. "Thank you," Victoria whispered, accepting the flower with trembling hands. "What's your name, sweetheart?" "Isabella Martinez. I'm 8, and I'm going to be a doctor when I grow up, so I can help other kids like me." Maria appeared in the doorway. Having returned from the cafeteria with 2 cups of coffee, the hospital's free coffee, Victoria noted, not the expensive kind from the lobby. She looked surprised and slightly intimidated by Victoria's obvious wealth and poise. "I'm sorry if she bothered you, Senora," Maria began, but Victoria raised her hand gently. "She's delightful. I'm Victoria. May I sit for a moment?" Over the next hour, Victoria learned Isabella's story. She discovered that this remarkable child had never complained about her condition, had straight A's in school despite missing classes for treatments, and had started a small collection drive at her school to help other sick children. She learned about Maria's tireless work, about the night shifts and weekend cleaning jobs, about the sacrificial love that had brought them this far. But most importantly, Victoria saw something in Isabella that reminded her of her own daughter, Emma, the same spirit, the same determination, the same ability to find joy in the smallest things. As the afternoon sun began to set, casting the room in a warm, golden glow, Victoria made a decision that would change all their lives forever. "Maria," she said, her voice steady despite the emotion threatening to overwhelm her, "I want to pay for Isabella's surgery." The silence that followed was profound. Maria's coffee cup slipped from her hands, shattering on the floor, but no one moved to clean it up. "Signora, we cannot accept such kindness." "It's too much," Maria stammered, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's not too much," Victoria replied, kneeling down to Isabella's eye level. "Sometimes angels come in unexpected forms, and sometimes helping others is the only way to heal our own hearts." Isabella's eyes filled with tears of joy, but it was her next words that would stay with Victoria forever. "Does this mean Angelo and I can go home soon?" "Yes, sweetheart. You're going home." The surgery took place 3 weeks later in the hospital's most advanced cardiac suite. Victoria had quietly arranged for the world's leading pediatric heart surgeon to fly in from Switzerland, along with a complete team of specialists. She stayed at the hospital throughout the 10-hour procedure, pacing the waiting room like an expectant mother. When the surgeon emerged with news of the surgery's complete success, Victoria felt a joy she hadn't experienced in a decade. But the real magic happened in the recovery room, when Isabella opened her eyes and whispered, "Thank you, Angel Lady." The story doesn't end there. Victoria's act of kindness sparked something extraordinary. News of her generosity spread, inspiring others to donate to the hospital's children's fund. Within months, the foundation she established in Isabella's honor had raised over $2 million, ensuring that no child would ever be turned away due to financial constraints. Isabella recovered completely, and true to her word, she excelled in school with renewed vigor. Victoria became like a fairy godmother to her, not with material gifts, but with mentorship, encouragement, and most importantly, love. She established a scholarship fund for Isabella's education and created internship programs that would help her achieve her dream of becoming a doctor. As for Victoria, helping Isabella had filled the void in her heart. She had found her purpose not in boardrooms or bank accounts, but in the simple act of caring for others. She restructured her business to include a charitable foundation, and her hotels began partnering with children's hospitals worldwide. 5 years later, at Isabella's 8th grade graduation, where she was valedictorian, Victoria sat in the audience with tears of pride streaming down her face. During her speech, Isabella spoke about the day an angel in designer shoes changed her life forever. Sometimes, Isabella said, looking directly at Victoria, miracles wear designer heels and carry hearts bigger than their bank accounts. But the real miracle is not just what others do for us. It's what we choose to do for others once we've been blessed. That little girl who once traced patterns on hospital windows had become a beacon of hope herself. Volunteering at the same hospital where her life was saved, reading to younger patients and reminding them that miracles do happen. Victoria learned that day that true luxury is unfound in the finest things money can buy, is found in the moments. When we choose love over indifference, generosity over greed, and hope over despair. She had gained not just purpose, but a daughter of the heart, and Isabella had gained not just life, but a guardian angel, who would forever believe in her dreams. In a world that often feels cold and disconnected, their story reminds us that sometimes it takes just one act of extraordinary kindness to change everything. And sometimes the person who receives the greatest gift isn't the one being helped it's the one doing the helping. As Isabella often says now, when she visits other sick children as a teen volunteer, angels are real. They just sometimes wear expensive perfume and have really good taste in shoes. The daisy that Isabella gave Victoria that first day still sits pressed between the pages of a photo album. A reminder that the smallest gestures can bloom into the most beautiful miracles. Like and subscribe Kindness Records for more kindness stories.